years ago, when I first began my journey to learning more about health and wellness, it was all about nutrition and exercise. How many calories I ate, carbs, fat, protein, boring stuff, right? And it was all about exercising. I ran 6 times a week. I did strength training 3 times a week. And it worked. I felt great. I had muscles. I was energized. And throughout those 15 years, the cycle repeated itself. I would get off the track. I gained my freshman 10 or freshman 20, whatever it was, 15. And then I went back to personal training and getting strict on my eating habits again. And then I felt great, lost weight, felt wonderful. It wasn't until I gave birth to my son in 2013. And by that point, I had achieved all of the letters after my name, you know, my MBA, the professional designations, I'm a health educator, and blah, blah, blah. And I had made healthy eating and exercise a part of my lifestyle. So I had that down. It wasn't a big deal. I wasn't going through this roller coaster anymore. But something happened where I just didn't feel, not that I wasn't happy, but I was irritated. I was anxious. I was on the verge of being a little bit depressed. I wouldn't say it was postpartum depression, but there was something going on in my life that I just felt so overwhelmed and I was exhausted. I couldn't figure it out. And at this point, I couldn't revert back to exercising and fixing my eating habits because I had that down. So that's where I had my little aha moment. And along with my work in corporate worksite wellness, I'm exposed to the amount of American workers that are not only overweight, have diabetes, have high amounts of high blood pressure, but the other side, the amount of American workers that are on depressive medications, are on anxiety medications, and are just emotionally and mentally not well. And here I am, this health and wellness guru, subject matter expert in my field, feeling the exact same way. I was turning into that statistic. And I thought to myself, I could either cost my employer thousands of money by going to my doctor and they probably prescribe me medications, and I was thinking of going on a leave of absence because it just got to the point where I didn't know what to do anymore. And that's where I had to take a step back and really reflect on the past 15 years and what I had been doing with these cycles, exercise and nutrition, and exercise and nutrition. I felt great, I had that down. And now, seeing that I was just not emotionally well and something was going on with me, I thought, well, what is it? So I took a step back and I realized that there's other steps, other life factors in our life that will hinder us or make us better. Exercise and nutrition are very important. However, if we don't feel well, if we're stressed, if we're not emotionally sane, those thoughts and feelings are the ones that are going to ignite the toxins that we ingest in our body and make them worse and turn them into disease, turn them into diabetes, turn them into cancer. And here I am with my professional work and my personal experiences, I was able to put those two together. So along those lines, I developed these 6 steps that has helped me throughout my entire life without knowing. These 6 steps have helped me feel more energized, feel happier, feel healthier, and the most important thing to me is just feel like I have some kind of a balance in my life and something that I could sustain over a lifetime. Now my proposal to you is that as I'm going through these 6 steps, try to identify a time in your day when you could have implemented one of these steps, or maybe start thinking how you might be able to implement one of these steps tomorrow. The first step is, you guys have all heard it, is just drink more water. It doesn't matter if you drink a lot of water now, just drink more of it. If you drink coffee or caffeinated drinks or alcoholic beverages, the rule of thumb is to drink 1 glass before and 1 glass after, because alcohol and caffeine, they dehydrate you. If our bodies don't have water, our brains don't function well. Water helps cleanse our system. Imagine a sink. When you flush water through it, it goes right through and cleans everything out. When you flush other things through it, things get stuck in that drain. So think of your body, it has its drainage system, and water is important for a reason. Always carry a water bottle with you and just drink it. If you drink juice, just drink half water, half juice. Take baby steps. Don't get overwhelmed. It's not rocket science. Just drink more of it. That's it. The second step is going to be to just move more. I'm walking around here. I'm moving more. I have a desk job where I sit. Luckily, I do have a standing desk where I can stand. But all you have to do is just move. Stretch a little bit. Take a walk around your building. If it's a 3-minute walk, a 5-minute walk. If it's you take the stairs, if you park further from your destination. It's just these little steps. You don't have to go to a gym to move more. It's just about tending to your garden. It's about dancing with your child. It's about maybe walking your dog. It's about maybe taking your parents for a walk if they're elder. So just these little things to get you moving. The third step is it is about nutrition, but the way I like to see it is, rather than telling myself what I can or can't eat, I think of the concept of crowd out by crowding in. So what it means is basically, let's say you're trying to decrease your amount of sugars and breads. So what you want to do is replace them with the foods that you want to or you think you should be eating first. We all know you should be eating more fruits and vegetables. So have a banana, have an apple, have a salad before you eat that sandwich or before you eat that sweetbread. Cut it in half. Give half away if you know you're going to be tempted to eat the full thing. So it's this concept of crowd in by crowding out. Because when you eat all the good things first, there's just no room for the other items. That way you don't feel like you're depriving yourself and you tell yourself that you can't have it. Easier said than done, right? That's why it's just a constant thing that you practice on an ongoing basis. Now, I've covered the exercise and nutrition part. You all kind of have heard it, and I see you nod your heads, and we've all heard it, and we can do it, right? So this is where I get into the more of the emotional well-being and what's really helped me now bridge the two concepts together about mind and body. And so the fourth concept is deep breathing. This weekend, I had an experience where I was under a lot of stress. I went under flight or fight, right, as a response to this email, to this interaction with the person. And I had to just take a step back and take a deep breath. And you would not imagine, but the average American doesn't know how to breathe deeply. So in your chair, sit up straight and take a deep breath. How you normally take a deep breath. And exhale. This time, I want you to place your right hand or your left hand on your belly. And as you take a deep breath, I want you to feel your belly expand. And now feel your belly go back to normal. So you're breathing from your belly and not so much from your nose. So that's the difference. And when we breathe deeply, we give oxygen to our brain and to our body. And believe it or not, when you do this, it also helps to release toxins from your body. And we can do this when we receive that email from a person who might want to get under our skin. And before you right away and reply and get defensive, center yourself and take a deep breath. Take 1 or 2 or 3 when you're in traffic and you're feeling so frustrated and stuck. Pause, center yourself, and take a deep breath. And see if that makes you feel better. You might not think it has immediate effects, but the long-term effects of deep breathing will help you tremendously. The fifth step is the power of positivity. There's a lot of research and study that demonstrate that people who think positively are better able to react to stress, and in turn are able to increase their resiliency. Resiliency refers to their ability in how they react to stress or to situations where they face adversity. And so what that means and how you practice positivity is, for example, the experience that I had this weekend. I thought so negative of this, and how could they do this to me? And rather than thinking that way, I thought, okay, well, only good will come from this. I learned a hard lesson. I learned the hard way, but now I can just make the most of it and move on. So kind of another way to think of positivity is when something happens to you, you want to be able to take a step back, center yourself, just feel your heels grounded, and rather than feeling defensive, automatically you just think of what good can come out of this. and you just ask yourself over and over again, what good can come out of this? And automatically, you trust that the next indicated step will come to you. Rather than focusing on what's my plan for the long term, you just think of the next indicated step and move forward. And positive thinking has been shown, like I said, to reduce stress levels and to also help you react differently to moments of adversity and help you build resiliency. The sixth step is understanding that health is a journey, and there's no finish line when it comes to health, because there's always going to be room for improvement. That's the thing that I was finally able to grasp and understand, is that I'm never going to master my nutrition. I'm never going to master my exercise, because it's always a work in progress. And as individuals, I think it's hard to understand that, because we want to be the best speaker today. We want to get that raise now. And we want to be the best parent. And we want to be the best spouse. But you know what? Relax. Because it's not going to happen right now. And it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be a matter of accepting that journey and learning along the way. So I want you all to pause for a second and look to the person to the left or to the right of you and tell them what's one step, I'll repeat them in a second, what's one step that you could implement either tonight or tomorrow, or what's one step that maybe you've already been working on. So the steps is water, just drink more of it regardless of where you are. The second step is to just move more, you don't have to go to the gym, just move. The third step is crowd out by crowding in. So you want to crowd your body with fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and whole grains and legumes versus eating the processed foods first. So those are 3. The fourth one is the power of positivity. The 5th one is deep breathing. And the 6th one is just understanding that your health and well-being is a journey and there's no finish line. So go ahead and take a few seconds and tell the person next to you what you're committed to trying.
I think we pause it.
More beer.
That's it. I would actually like that made more fun. How about you?
I will say understand the process of journey. I'm dealing with a few things.
Yeah.
Like right now I was diagnosed with a deficiency in vitamins. So in the past I would have been like eating a lot of food that had the vitamins,
Yeah.
something like that. So right now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try the food. Get in touch
Not
with
go
my
crazy.
get in touch with and see what's fit. Get in step by step.
Would anybody like to share?
Yep.
Good.
Drink less beer.
Less beer. That's good.
It's good.
Good, that's great.
I don't
Hey,
drink a lot, but I'll drink less.
that's great. It's a step, right? It's a step forward in the direction you want to go. Great. Anybody else? And I'll admit, I struggle with these steps every single day. Some days, believe it or not, I am winding down and going to bed and thinking, I didn't have any water today. It happens. And I have to just not be so hard on myself and understand that it happens and I'm not perfect and that's okay. Other days, I think like, my goodness, I sat the entire time when I could have stood up. I say just, you sit for 60 minutes and you stand for 3 or you walk for 3, and sometimes I don't do it. Sometimes I get caught with my own thoughts of negativity and thinking that, oh, this person is better than me. Their speech was a lot better than mine. I should have done this differently. And then I have to pause and think, you know what? I did the best that I could, and that's good enough. So I hope that you guys are motivated to take these baby steps wherever you are in your life and understand that these baby steps will go a long way in the long run. So thank you very much.
Please take a minute.